Hi, I'm Drew, a drag queen living in LA with my husband Curtis, my dog JB, and the secret.
Oh, I know what it is, but I'm not telling until the end of the episode. Stick around. I'm Grant. I'm his twin brother, and I live in Florida. I've got a wife. I've got 4 kids running around. I don't really do much. I used to be a pastor, so I used to do stuff. And this week, we're back, baby. We're back. Where all of us is back. I'm back. Drew's back. We went to San Francisco. What do we talk about this episode?
This episode, we're kind of all over the place because we haven't had an episode in a few weeks. So we talk about San Francisco, our trip to San Francisco. We talk about Easter. We talk about therapy. And then we kind of go back to those 3 subjects over and over.
And you get to see the Twin Towers made out of M&Ms. Enjoy the episode.
Never forget. Hi, I'm Drew. And I'm
Grant, and I'm still kind of straight. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you. Wait, what do you mean welcome back? I've been here every week. Where have you been?
Welcome back to our friendship, brotherhood. Our
Brotherhood of Man. You ever heard that musical, brother?
Hey. You know I haven't. Welcome back to Twinnuendo. It's been a minute. I would like to start by thanking everyone for their patience. It's been quite a stressful few weeks. We've had a lot going on, and everyone's been really patient and kind, and thank you for all of that. But let's get those niceties out of the way. We just got back from San Francisco.
Hell yeah, buddy. Rice-a-roni.
What? Why? Why rice-a-roni?
The San Francisco treat. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Are you joking? There's a trolley on the box.
I thought that was a little train. Anyway, what did the trolley go? It did something with the trolley?
I have no idea.
And we'll
I hope
never
to find
know.
out one day.
And we'll never know. So yeah, we did a live show in San Francisco. It was super fun.
It was.
It was in the Castro, which you told me was the
queer
straightest area ever. Actually, the hotel we stayed at was really cool. Like a motor lodge kind of redone, but still had like a retro feel.
Redone motel, basically, but it's nice.
Well, I thought it was nice.
Our air conditioner was very loud, and I agree to that. Have you ever wanted to fall asleep while someone's scraping 2 pennies together? Well, have I got the room for you?
I like to think that it was actually there was like a spirit trapped in there of someone just screeching. That's what I was imagining as we were going to sleep. Let's just say.
I mean, that hotel is really old, and gay people have been dying in that hotel for years. I assume most people there are gay, so I just assume.
And then so the show was at a bar right up the street. We did a couple of them, and when I told people where we were staying, and I don't know why I did that, Drew, and I'm sorry, I kept giving them my room number, and
that's wild, brother.
I'm a trusting person. When I was telling them where we were, everyone said, "Oh, the Cum Dump Hotel."
Yes, it's also known as that.
And I was unfamiliar with this concept and with this term. So Drew, I don't do you know what that means, right? Did you immediately know what the Cum Dump Hotel was?
Oh my God, Grant. You won't believe it. I had to Google that. I went, the what now? And here I am, the most famous drag queen in San Francisco at the moment. And I don't know the history. So I Googled it, and turns out I've done it. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
You've done Cum Dump Hotel. You didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, but yeah, apparently it was just doors open, holes open. I'm sorry. I don't know.
They do have to be open in order for that to work. Now, I will say one of my sponsors, when I did Sex Addicts,
Everyone drink, whoever's listening.
He was he was a pass around party bottom. And
okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What? I know what a bottom is. I'm your brother. Mm-hmm. What's a pass around party bottom? I've never heard those adjectives.
Do you know what a party is?
I've been to one. Yeah. I mean, are you talking about like when we turned 13 and we had the party in our garage?
Grant, what I'm about to say needs to be as far away from our memory as children as possible. So shut up. So pass around, you know what that means.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Party.
Like communion, like we would do with communion bread at church. We would pass it around the body of Christ. The body of Christ was a pass around. It was a pass around party. Yeah. Jesus
it's a communion dump. It's a communion dump.
Communion
Com dump is actually short for communion dump. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
For someone who used to be a pastor, you don't know a lot. Anyway,
I think that's kind of the MO for most pastors.
In the homosexual culture, we have, oh God, we have a demon. We have a demon among us trying to kill us. No, it's not the gay one. We just found out a few years ago, actually. God said, it's okay.
Oh, like, did you see the Pope when I left the church?
Did you see the Pope said, because the Pope came out and was like, ICE is bad. Like, we got to get rid of it. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then, and he's been saying pretty progressive things. So then someone asked him, well, what about the LGBT community? And he's like, no, nothing's changed. Not great. Which, hey, he's got a point.
He's gotta keep his base together. I mean,
really
they were freaking the fuck out. I mean, you saw J.D. Vance wrote a book about finding Catholicism, put a Methodist church on the front. So if you're gonna get your boy J.D. back, J.D. Vance just wrote another book, Hillbilly Elegy 2. Who's still a hillbilly? I don't know what the title is, but it's about his journey into Catholicism. And on the front cover, it's a Methodist church.
Sure. Do you remember growing up in Memphis in Southern Baptist?
Yeah, remember all that.
And remember that, like, obviously Catholics were demonic, but we were also taught that Methodists were fake Christians because they could drink.
And they were, what was it? Dr. Rogers used to say something. He used to say a lot of things, but he used to say something about so the accusation against Methodists was that their convictions
I'm going to set a Google alert
enough.
For Joyce Rogers' death announcement. I want to be notified.
Can I just add you to I already have it. Can I add you to it? Or
yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
If you could you'll just add all of IMHO, that would be amazing.
So the Methodist Church, the criticism was that they were too liberal. That was like the big criticism,
because gay people could go in the church, and I think that was a big
deal. But Dr. Rogers used to say something about, oh shit, he had all these pithy sayings. In fact, his name was Adrian, and when he died, they made multiple books of Adrianisms, is what they called it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all of his sayings.
It was just him saying, faggots burn.
Well, that's a class. I mean, I think Jesus said that one.
Oh, and also, everyone, Rogers was his last name. Guess how he spelled it? He spelled it like a first name. And listen, in the grand scheme of things and everything that he did in this world, I know that is at the bottom of the list. But dude, you lied all the time. Add a D to your name, you idiot.
You know what's funny is
he's dead. I should be talking to his wife.
To try to convince her to join him, looking at these quotes, Dad used to say this shit all the time. Like he'd repeat it. Like, do you remember?
He was a pastor fucker. Well, I'm learning he might have actually been a fucker.
I'm telling you, when I became a pastor in Memphis, the church that I was in Bartlett, Tennessee, Dad doesn't respect country people at all.
No.
So if you have a country accent, if you drive a truck, my dad does not respect you. The guy I worked for was called Brother John, and he lived out in the middle of nowhere, and he drove a truck, and he was like just good old country boy.
We had his daughter on the show, right?
No, that's the successor, Randy.
Got it. I'm back.
Yeah.
Randy?
So,
his name was Randy?
I just heard this week, but I don't know the details, that Brother John has officially been asked to like step down from like being an elder at the church because he's saying too many controversial things. And I was like, he always said the most unhinged shit. What the fuck is he saying now? Like we were one of the first lunches I ever had with him.
Probably something too liberal.
Maybe, because one of the first lunches I ever had with him, he was telling me a story, and he said, so this boy came over. He's a colored boy. And I went,
oh my God.
What color was he? Was he blue? Because surely they would have to be a bizarre color for you to call somebody that. That's fucking crazy. And like everyone at the table was just so used to his racism. And I was like, hang on. No, stop. Did we just go back in time? Like, is Richard Nixon president? What the fuck just came out of your mouth? He always told me that he liked having me around because he thought it was funny that I'd get upset over stuff that didn't upset him. And that was one of them. Another one was we passed an old cemetery up in Kentucky or in Union City, Tennessee, right on the border of Kentucky.
Thank God you clarified that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was about to hop in and I was upset.
But it was a church that he went to 60 years ago. And there was a little cemetery, and there was a short little fence like this big around the whole thing. I don't know why that fence was there. Bunnies, and on the outside of the fence were two
bunnies on a
headstones
on a trampoline. Okay,
so two headstones were outside of the fence, but everybody else was inside the fence. And so I said, "Who are those? Why are those on the outside? Are they like special? Or are they like we get our own space?" And he goes, "Oh, they're blacks." Why are they on the outside of the fence? And he said, well, when they were buried, we didn't bury them together. And I go, totally get that. Why hasn't anyone moved the fence?
Move the fence.
Move the fucking fence. We could do it right now. It was one of those little, move the fence. And he just started laughing. He goes, I don't think we ever thought of that.
Okay, well, to be fair, he's got a lot going on. He has a truck.
So he's the most country person ever. And so when I came to when Dad first showed up, I was like, he's going to hate Brother John. He's called Brother John, and so Brother John walks up like, well, I love your boy. Boom. And Dad, oh my God, got so far up his ass. Not figuratively.
Well, we don't know. You never know.
Not now. But yeah, no, Dad was a total pastor fucker. Do you remember we used to leave the house? What he'd always say to us?
Pass around party, pastor fucker. Pass around pastor bottom fucker. What?
Do you remember what Dad used to say to us when we left the house when we were like high school?
Okay. Give me the first word.
Remember. It was an Adrianism.
Okay, give me the second word.
Remember who you are and...
Remember who you are and stop it. Stop being that.
Oh, that's what he said to you. So to the rest of us.
Oh, you got a different one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What did he say to you?
He said, remember who you are and whose you are. God's. Jesus H. Christ.
I do remember that.
Hey, remember who you are and whose you are. You know what it was? Dr. Rogers would always tell these stories of like these really spiritual things he would say to his kids when he was young. And then Dad was like, it's never too late. And he like picked that and it would just start, so apparently that's something he used to say to his kids. So out of nowhere, and Dad was like, remember who you are and whose you are.
It's so funny because our dad, I wouldn't describe our dad as folksy, but an Adrianism, anything that like he heard on the on like far right radio or whatever.
Like pithy, any like pithy little that could stick in his brain.
And he would do it out of nowhere and then look at us like, I've said this for years. And it's like, you're absolutely right. 6 of 1 and 4 dogs. They don't lie, baby.
And sometimes he would say stuff and look at us like he had just done a kickflip. Like he'd look at us like, I mean, right?
He's his biggest fan and I get it.
Can I give you a couple of Adrianisms, see if you remember them?
Okay.
If you have a Bible that's falling apart, you'll have a life that's not. Do you remember that?
Damn, that's good. That? I love that.
It's not true.
No,
all
but
of
like,
Jesus'
how
disciples, with the exception of one, according to legend, suffered horrible deaths. They were all martyred.
Well, they didn't have a Bible. They're in the Bible.
Solid point. I didn't even think about that. Just because you can't see God working does not mean he's not at work. Just because you can't see God work just means he's not at work.
Okay, I'm going to say something extreme. And I understand this is coming from an emotional place. And so at a later date, I may change my mind on this. However, hearing that, my first reaction is, sorry. There's this new bubbly flavor. They're doing new bubblies for the Mario movie, and they're all garbage. And so I don't like burping when I drink them, but I have to drink them because we bought them. And so that burp surprised me because it tasted like vanilla. Anyway, the first thing I thought of when I heard that was like, that is an abusive thing to say to someone. Someone comes to you and says, 100%. My life is in shambles. I need help. Well, God's working on it. Just because you can't see him working doesn't mean he's not at work. That's so fucked.
To go to another Adrianism that backs it up is just manipulative. Pray and doubt, you'll do without. Pray and believe, you will receive. So the implication is, if you don't receive it, if you do without, well, you must be doubting. Because like the prayer, like we know the algorithm. So if the result's not what you want, you're fucking it up. So, yeah, anyway, he's a cool guy. I liked him a lot.
He's dead, and that's the best thing to happen to any of us.
So, pass around power bottom. Bottom power?
Passed or bottoms for Jesus.
You were explaining to me how the party is different. It's just an orgy?
No. So, in the gay culture, we have a demon among us.
Okay.
We call her Tina. Of course, it's a woman, a trans woman at that.
Well, I can't say that.
So her dead name is Crystal Meth, but we call her Tina today. So when people say, like, on a hookup app, if you see the little like party emoji, that you stay away from that party because there's meth at that party.
Oh,
there's meth there.
Now I live in Florida, so I encounter people on meth all the time, but it's usually like at a Publix.
Sure, yeah. The cashier.
When you're at a party and everyone's feeling good, and you're just there to dump the cum.
Right. You're low.
Are you able to pick out the people on meth easily, or is it a little bit of a tricky thing?
So I know you're just using that as a turn of phrase, but I don't like how you keep putting me into this party. You keep saying, so when you're at this like meth party, where do you put your cum?
No, it's like,
I know what you mean.
The royal we. Like
exactly.
If one is
well, there's nothing royal about what happens there.
Okay.
I have never been a part of it, but I did witness my the cum dump party, whatever.
Is this a bit?
No.
In all of your sex addiction, you never come to dump?
I was not as crazy. Like, I'm talking a big game about, being a sex addict for a decade, but like, no, everything scared me. This was before PrEP. This was before DoxyPep. Like, yeah. And God,
before our dad got on
all the time. Thank God he's on it. I know, at least I know he's safe. Yeah. But like, yeah, I was just too afraid. I would say like, especially the last half of my sex years, like I never had anal sex because I was just so scared. I mean, I had it all the time with my partner and that was complicated, but no, I never did. But I will say after I had stopped going to sex meetings, because okay, I don't know if you've seen this, Grant. First of all, I want to say whatever works for you is incredible and like get whatever help you need to be a better person, right? Mm-hmm. And Curtis did AA for a while to get sober. Yeah. And he's been sober for 7 years. It like saved his life,
as far as you
know.
Sure.
I did sex addiction meetings and shit for like almost 2 years. And it definitely helped me stop the compulsive behavior of it. It helped break the cycle. Mm-hmm. However, I'm now seeing on the internet and the such as videos of people calling AA and for those of you who don't know, like Narcotics Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, Shopping's Anonymous, all of that is based on AA. So AA is like the blue book. It was the book that was written in 1930 or whatever the fuck, 20, it doesn't matter, a long time ago. And it definitely sounds like you're listening to an old radio broadcast where it's like, you ever feel like you need to drink, son? Well, don't get the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, whatever.
Don't let that demon ramen, yeah.
And it's very God focused.
Because we didn't know better.
We didn't know.
We just didn't know.
Anyway, people are calling it a cult because it can do really good things, and it has done really good things. However, it can cause some bad things to happen, and the program just doesn't want to take responsibility for that or try to change anything because they think the program's like infallible. And I know for me, I came out of sex therapy. Or sex
addiction.
Thank you. Sex SAA, SCA, SLAA. I went to SLAA and SA. Doesn't matter. So I stopped going because I felt like I did what I could. You know, like I wasn't learning anything new. And every meeting I'd go to, I'd see the same fucking people and they'd tell the same story about, you know, fucking that guy in a taxi and then finding out that they actually fucked the taxi and not the guy. Like, I can't hear that story again.
How many times?
But then I started seeing a sex therapist, and I saw her for 2 years, and
she changed your life.
Changed.
We twinned.
Grant, she probably changed yours just by the consecutive proper. What's it called? A plus B equals C.
No one helped him.
Transitive.
Pray me off a piece of that.
Transitive?
Trans rights.
It doesn't matter.
Ally.
It was such a sex positive thing. Whereas when I was in 12-step, sex or alcohol or whatever you're working on is the enemy. And it's a little more complicated when it's something your body needs. Like, you're not going to live the rest of your life asexual just because, like, you fuck too much. You know, you're not going to stop eating food because you're an Overeaters Anonymous. So you have to have like a more nuanced view of it. Sure. And for me, part of me, I didn't feel like it bent at all. I felt like it was very strict. And so I started to view all sex with my husband, like all sex as just
sex
bad.
With your brother.
It's going to be bad and it's going to lean. Well, sex with my brother, that was a whole other thing. And that wasn't, I didn't say it was bad. It's what Dr. Rogers said.
Thanks.
Actually, he said it was pretty funny. I think he did start with, now fellas, that is pretty funny. Yeah.
Sex with your brother.
But there wasn't like there wasn't like a nuance of it or anything. And so I actually ended up with a sex therapist because we call it sexual anorexia. Like my sex drive,
your wiener
was
got
gone.
Real thin.
I mean, I would still jork it. I would jork my jork.
Sure. Yeah.
And, you know, like I still had a sex drive. I could not act on it at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so anyway, sorry, I don't even know how we got into that.
Is that well, no, it's interesting. Is that, so when you talk about people calling it a cult and you're talking about it does a lot of good things, it's done some bad things, is that kind of what people point at? Is that it there's no nuance and it demonizes everything?
It's it like a church, it takes the blue book as the infallible, perfectly written Bible, right?
Yeah.
And it's not. It was written by a bunch of alcoholics who invented alcoholism like 100 years ago. And I think that's what I've been seeing. Like the main argument is just like, they're so into this book and the way they do everything and, you know, whatever. And I know for me, it helped me initially. I wish I hadn't stayed in it so long. I wish I'd gotten into sex therapy sooner. But yeah,
I think to let people behind the curtain even more. Drew and I had a conversation this week, and Drew.
And I hated it. I hate talking to Grant off camera.
Well, he encouraged me to go to therapy. Honestly, I never have. Like, and what I mean is, after I got fired, the church paid for me to go to a therapist, but it was
Christian therapist.
Well, she was a Christian, but once I was like, hey, don't talk to me about faith anymore. Like, I just want clinical. She cut that shit out. She was wonderful. I mean, truly, she helped save my life. But the church,
but
like,
she was a woman. They can only do so much.
They gave a certain amount of money to this therapist so that they could say publicly that they helped us. Oh, Angela's here. It's right there. You see him? The car keys? No, this way. They're right there. Here she goes.
Sorry.
Ah, and she's back. Oh.
Whoa.
Goodbye. Oh, she crop dusted me. God damn it. They gave a certain amount of money to this person, and it wasn't very much. And it was to be able to tell everyone, oh, no, see, we care about them. We paid for them to get help because they're sick. She was wonderful. In fact, she cut her rate in half so it would double the time that money would last. Then when the money was out, she said, I know you still don't have a job and whatever. Come see me for free. Like, I want to help you. Yeah, so really, really sweet. But it kind of reached the end of her abilities, you know? Yeah. And so, but she was wonderful. So I haven't really built a therapeutic relationship with a therapist yet. You know, like I haven't done that.
It's tough.
So because of your help, I went on Psychology Today.
Yeah, it's my favorite website. I love them.
Found some therapists, went to my insurance's website, made sure they were in network. And I mean, I shit you not, Drew and I were on the phone. I get off the phone. I immediately go to Psychology Today. I make a phone call, and within an hour, I've already had a consultation. And like, I have my first appointment set up like in like 2 days. It's tomorrow. Like it was just immediate. And I'll say, I talked to one therapist, not feeling it, not a good vibe. Mm-hmm. And then I talked to this other therapist, we just clicked. Like it was just so natural, and there was just like I don't know, it was we understood each other, it seemed like, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. But one of the things I loved, to your point about essay and all that, the website allows you to filter by what like you're looking for in specialties, because I know one thing I want to unpack is I have a lot of sexual baggage. Like things about like my sexuality from purity culture and, you know, like in years of hiding, you know, like, and so I typed in that I wanted someone who dealt with sexual trauma and sexual wellness and whatever. Drew, the fucking descriptions people wrote, like, it's what you just described. They're like, porn bad, jerking off by yourself bad. And I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? So I had to search sex positive, and all of them were like sex positive, kink friendly, LGBTQ plus, you know, like it was.
Spit in my mouth, I'm your therapist.
They said spit in my mouth, I'm your therapist. But I had to find somebody like that, because everyone else, it was like what you said. Like, I was like, hang on a second. It's not triage. I don't need triage, you know, and it sounds like that's what essay kind of was for you. That's what my initial counselor was for me. It was triage. It was just get me stable, because I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know how to wake up every day. Can you just help me stabilize? And she did. She saved my life. But then it wasn't enough. It couldn't go into the places I needed it to go. And that's what the other ones felt like when it was just like, yeah, don't look at porn. And I was like, fuck that. I will look. I'll look at it right now. And so
that's the thing. It's well-meaning, but again, there's no gray area. Yeah. And unless you're talking about something like alcohol or drugs, there will be gray area. There's no gray area with alcohol when you go to AA, you know? Like I just don't do alcohol. But with sex, and especially with masturbation and how you view yourself as a sexual person, like that can't be ignored. Right. It will not be ignored, Dan. And from a professional therapist, finder, and goer, I've been doing it for years. Sorry, my hands are dirty. I already washed them. I gotta be honest, y'all. I'm doing house projects. Came back from San Francisco, had a very busy few days of work, and then I was like, you know what? Instead of resting, I'm going to start new projects.
Smart.
So I've been nailing poster board into the wall so that I can put peel and stick wallpaper over the poster board.
Oh, love it.
Because I don't know what these walls are made of. But anytime I put something up and I take it down, an entire layer comes off. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Did you think of that yourself, or was that a Google thing? That's brilliant.
It was a TikTok thing, yes.
Okay.
But it's going really well. It's just, I'm just dirty all the time. Anyway, what was I saying? What?
No one can know. You're fuck. I'm lost. I'm lost in your renovation shit.
Oh, as a professional therapist, seeker and finder and go to, and then eventually leave because, it's just time. The thing that I find necessary, I do think it's necessary, but I do think it's kind of I think it's a dangerous, not dangerous as in like stab you with a knife, but dangerous as in like it might put you in a negative place. Even if you and therapy guy, girl, whomever are vibing in the consultation, or even if you're not vibing in the consultation, pick the therapist that you think will work best for you. And then you got to stay with them for at least a month. I mean, you really do. You just don't know how it's going to work out. The problem with that, and I think it's great. Like, I really do think everyone should do that. If you're going to see a therapist, unless they have tummy time in the middle of your session, give them a couple more sessions.
I would love some tummy time.
Alexis's old therapist used to do that. Well, that's the thing.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, Grant.
What?
Grant. Okay. So
tummy time? Like a child, like a baby. Like a baby?
Yes, and I cannot wait to tell you how she found out. So, but the other thing is, give them a month, but remember that
the Titans,
they're therapists. Okay, they're not your friend. They don't take it personally when you decide it's not a good fit. Yeah. And so I know that I have done it. I did it with my last therapist, honestly. I should have left a lot earlier. And Alexis did it with her last therapist, where we kept giving them a couple more weeks. Well, I don't know. They did say something helpful. And then you just get stuck in it. And by the end of it, Alexis's therapist was just topless in a pool. Like, she was just not that crazy, but like, she would tell Alexis a lot about her personal life, which I think is insane. And
I like that.
In the middle, she would show up late to sessions and like not acknowledge it, which I think is funny. I actually respect that. But that's awesome. The best part was she's, like Alexis does it on her phone. And so it's basically a FaceTime call, and she's talking, and then she sees these two little feet in the background above her therapist's head. And it's going, kick, 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 kick.
No.
It's her therapist. And by the end of it, she'd eat bowls of cereal while Alexis talked.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing. I love that they got that close, I'm that comfortable with you.
Because she felt, like, well, she is helping me on occasion. I just want to give her another week. She ended up getting stuck in that for like 2 years. Like, it was not good. But now she's found a new one who doesn't even have a tummy. So she's just she's chest up. That's
she's
it.
A bust. Okay.
Correct.
I've heard about that.
She has giant boobs. That's it. But
Drew,
yeah,
can we say
give it time?
Can we say one quick thing about San Francisco? And listen, if you don't want to say this, we don't have to, and I can edit all this out. You admitted something at the second show that I thought was so funny and bizarre.
I don't remember.
That
I got to be honest, the shows, we had a Saturday show and a Sunday show. Yeah. And they were at 6:30, and it was still daylight out. And Saturday,
it was a bizarre feeling.
Everyone's really fucked up, and it was
real
great.
Fucked up.
And Sunday, the audience was great. They really were. It was just, it was a Sunday afternoon. And so it was just a little quieter. The vibes were a little different.
More mild.
And I think I just panicked. I don't remember the second show at all. I was panicking.
You and I do the same thing. You don't do it as much because you're more trained as an entertainer. But when you have a punchline that works, especially when the audience isn't giving you much.
Oh yeah, I do it over again.
And then you chase it and chase it and chase it until no one laughs anymore.
I think that's so funny.
And then you hate yourself. That second show, you did that a lot, and it made me laugh a lot because I knew exactly what you were doing. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so hang on. That's not what I wanted to bring up. So I don't have a specific example. I'm just saying that you were doing that, and it was very funny.
I never hate myself in those situations. That is one of the few things that I consciously make that choice. I love when the audience goes silent. I love when...
Very Norm Macdonald of you. I like it.
Because eventually it comes back around. It's the whole Christian Shaw is a horse of it all. Comedy is cyclical. And so if you keep hitting the same joke over and over, you will eventually come all the way back around. Unfortunately, I get bored by the time the audience does. So then I just end it with the silence. But no, I never feel bad about it. I love it. I love it.
Well,
can I tell you something I'm doing to Alexis that I think is like abusive, is like anti-trans?
Yeah, like slowly poisoning her or what?
Her ideas. No, I'm a vocal stimmer. I love repeating things over and over and over. They get stuck in my head. I can't stop. And Alexis likes to make fun of me for it. Well, not make fun of me. She knows that I would burn her house down. Anyway, I love doing vocal stems. And so Alexis, she will on occasion, like especially if we're together and I've got one in my head, she'll do it back to me and whatever. But for the most part, like she doesn't invent stems,
No.
But she has invented this stem, not invented, I mean started doing this stem without me being aware of what it is or where it comes from. And it's just mother.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that was
I've
a thing.
Never once acknowledged it. And I know that I need to. I know that I should. I know the kind thing would be like, that is so funny. What is it?
So what
but
is
I just want to see how long she'll do it.
Is it from a thing?
I have no idea.
Okay, so when we were in San
doing
Francisco,
it for weeks.
She said
I have
it
never
over,
acknowledged it. She has
said
never
it over and over
it.
again.
Yeah.
You didn't say shit. So I was like, oh, this must be a gay thing. This is from RuPaul. This is from something that a culture piece that I
Mother
don't know.
is very drag, but like her saying, I have no idea why she's saying it or what it's
She
from,
said it a lot,
but she never like she's never just volunteered. Oh, this is like the thing I can't stop saying because of blah blah blah. And I think it's so funny that even without me acknowledging it at all,
she's still doing it.
She does it all the time. I love it.
Well, in San Francisco,
is that being a bad friend?
Yeah,
probably.
Of course it is. Your vocal stem was a song. To this day, it's been with me every day. It was the "Take Me to the King."
Take me to the king. Oh, hang on, someone's at my door.
Oh, well, while Drew goes and gets murdered, I would like to take this time to say peanuts. Yeah. Peanuts. Yeah. Oh, he's on the other side now. Oh, I see you got my package.
There is this lamp. There's this IKEA lamp that went viral as soon as they released it, and it's always sold out. And I'm on the like
donut?
That's not always sold out. They came out with new. They're everywhere. No, but
what does it look like?
I'm going to bring it into the shot in a second. Anyway.
Oh.
But I don't even think they're sending them to stores anymore because they sell out online as soon as they put them up. Okay. And so I have gotten the message multiple times, the text of like, they're back in stock. Yeah. And then, if you don't do it in the first 5 minutes, it's gone. So the other day, I got up to pee. It was like 6 a.m. and I'm 41. So I got up to pee right as I finished the flow. Okay. Let's be honest. 6 o'clock in the morning, right as I finished my last drip drop. I look at my phone. I get a text. I'm not. Never claimed to be. I get a text from IKEA that's like, they're back in stock. 6 a.m. Bitch, I got it.
Yeah.
Bitch, I got it.
People our age get stuff at 6 a.m. Good job. Well done. Show it to us. What is it?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me get it. It's right here. That's the second. When you get delivery from IKEA, it's $10 no matter what you get. So I wasn't going to pay $10 on one lamp. So I got a second lamp so it would make sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. You only have one outlet though. So I don't know what you're going to do about that, but
neighbors. Okay.
Neighbors. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Neighbors, HBO.
This is it's a work lamp. Okay. And I wanted it for when I do my nails, when I'm doing my nail. It takes me a long time to do my nails. Hang on. Watch. Look at this shit. It's incredible.
You already unboxed it that quickly?
No, that was the other lamp I ordered. And it's flexible.
Oh, that's cool.
And it has
I've never
these
seen that.
heavy bases, so you could just set it down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it changes color. Like you can change the color. There's like a lot of different.
I love it.
Right?
Oh,
$25.
Yeah, but you got to get up at 6 o'clock and pee to get it.
Exactly. If you go on eBay, they're like $50. But there's because I usually do my nails like, this is so boring, but I usually do my nails on a pillow on my lap on the couch.
Yeah.
And I can never see it. And I'm always high. Look at that.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm really happy for you.
It's working for me.
Well, Drew, I wanted to show you a couple things. I want to show you a couple Instagram reels. I would have sent them to you, but as you've already acknowledged, we don't talk to each other when we're not recording because we're not getting paid for it. We're not going to do it. But I really hope. No, I really hope that you haven't seen these. You may have, but
I'll pretend I haven't.
No, I want honesty. I always want honesty out of you for once in your goddamned life. Okay, this is real. It's not AI. This is artwork. Have you seen this?
I posted that.
Fuck.
I bet you saw that. I bet you saw that from my story.
Let's watch it anyway. It's so good.
No, I love it.
It is my response to 9/11. Everybody was doing flags. I said to myself, what image pops
This is a
in my
sculptor
head?
describing her sculpture.
America is fun. America is comfort food.
Yeah.
America is M&M's. American culture, fun, candy.
Yeah.
Can you describe to the listeners what you're looking at?
Not really.
So basically, it looks like she built just out of white. It almost looks like ceramic, just like a big white tower. Like it's the shape of one of the towers, and then it's kind of
open at the
falling
top,
down,
split. Yeah,
it's split. Like it's clearly falling down because of 9/11, because plane and it split.
Yeah.
But instead of dead bodies or jet fuel, it's M&Ms. So the building's falling apart, but M&Ms are falling out. And so she did that
M&Ms.
to honor 9/11 and Americans, because America's comfort food. Can you imagine someone saying, "What's your favorite comfort food?" and you say M&M? Lock her up. Put that woman in jail. That's crazy. Comfort food.
Oh, M&Ms. Okay, all right. Well, so you saw that one.
For dinner, can I just have my M&Ms? Actually,
okay,
I've done that.
I really hope you haven't seen this. It's very timely and topical news.
Uh-oh.
I bet you have. I think our algorithms have synced at this point.
That's why
seen this?
I don't answer your calls. No.
It's nail art. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, I'm so excited. Chrissy Nome, and Chrissy Nome's husband with her bimboification. Okay, so here we go. I'm so happy. Yes.
Yeah. I love shit like that. I love nail art. So it's a nail painted with Chrissy Nome's husband's face, and then she adds giant titties to it.
Very well painted. 3D. I mean, it's incredibly realistic looking.
I love watching people paint nails. I think it's so interesting.
That's incredible. I want you to have that. I want you to do
so
that.
Well, actually, by the time this comes out, because we're releasing IMHO tomorrow, so this can't come out till Friday, if that's okay. For IMHO, the podcast this week, I dressed as Christina Gnomes. That's plural. It's got an S at the end.
Okay.
I just put on a bald cap, like a bald cap with like hair on the sides, and then I wore a dress.
Spot on. Love
I
it.
can't get enough of it. And I know that it's so predictable that it's boring. I understand that. I feel that. But it's also so funny.
It's
the
so
fact
funny
that she has a sex plane that she fucks somebody on.
And he had to sit in that
balloons.
And he had to sit in the hearing as all of these like senators and shit are saying, so what's this bedroom for? What'd you do in this bedroom? Who's in that bedroom with you? And then he was
rubbing it though.
Oh, he was so happy. Oh God, he was so happy. He was like, I can't wait till I get balloons. When I get my balloons at home, oh my God. This last video is not supposed to be funny, but it is. So Easter Sunday was his last Sunday. I don't know if you noticed.
Take me to the king.
So this is one of the biggest mega churches in the country. They always
gorge. I bet they're really great people.
Tasteful. It's tasteful, cost effective. They
solved homelessness in their town. There's not a single homeless person in their town.
So this is just a clip. This is just a Happy Easter clip from Prestonwood Baptist Church in Texas.
I would love to go.
Here we go. We should go together. Hell yeah, dude. So it is.
Is that Lady Gaga?
Is it?
Yes. That's Lady Gaga.
I didn't even know. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
It's Judas. That's her song, Judas.
Oh, perfect. On Easter.
Jude, 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 Jude. But so, they changed the words to Jesus, Jesus.
Well, according to tradition and the scriptures, Judas would have been dead by this point. So it's kind of funny that they're singing about him. He would have just committed suicide.
He committed suicide before Jesus came back? Because he was embarrassed.
He was guilty.
He's like,
and I've told you this. The legend is, according to the scriptures, that the rope broke and his body hit rocks and burst and blood shot out everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And nothing will grow in that field because of his blood.
That's
anyway.
Funny.
So yeah, that's a funny choice to do on Easter, but it's a giant sanctuary auditorium, and I guess they're angels.
Looks like a stadium, and there's angels hanging from the ceiling,
just flying
around, singing Judas by Lady Gaga.
I mean, maybe we are in the best timeline. I don't know, but. The reason I wanted to show you that.
I saw a tweet. I'm so sorry. Let me interrupt you. Shut up.
No. Please.
I saw a tweet or what are they called now? Threads. Listen, I'm going to start using. No, I'm going to use old terminology. Okay.
Okay.
No, I only use X for porn. I got to be honest. That's the only reason I have.
And just one X, right? You're pretty clear on that. That you want it to be as softcore as possible. Yep.
Yeah. If everyone could be dressed as much as I am while I watch it, that would be great.
And just rubbing bumps together.
No, but I saw something from someone, I don't fucking know, but this guy was responding to like a new movie or something coming out. And he said, I think the timeline we're in is best described by the phrase, everything's just 30 Rock now.
That's right? So true.
Everything's 30 Rock
true.
Now. Hugh Jackman's in a movie where he's doing something with a what is it? It's a made up movie. I mean, all movies are made up, but it sounds like a 30 Rock movie.
Oh, with everything Sheep solve his murder. He dies. He's murdered, and Sheep solve his murder.
Sheep solve his murder. That's a 30 Rock movie. That is something Tracy Jordan would be in.
Yeah.
And Sex Plane and Balloon Tits and just everything Trump's ever said or done. Like it's a 30 Rock storyline. For sure.
That's so good. I didn't even think about that.
Which honestly gives me hope because at the end of 30 Rock, Tina Fey got to marry James Marsden. So maybe after all of this, we'll get to fuck James Marsden.
I hope so. He is co-starring in the new season of, was it Neighbors and Friends and Neighbors? The John Hamm Apple TV original. Season 2 just came out. James
Apple
Marsden's
TV
in it.
shows are tax or they clean money. What's that called? Launder. Because
I love that
no
show.
one knows any of
I
those
love it.
shows. Well, you do.
I love that
Grant
show.
knows those shows.
Olivia Munn is in it. She's great. It's a great show.
You've sold
I like it.
I'm definitely going to watch it now. I
No,
saw
you're
James
not.
Marsden at a brunch once.
You said that he wanted people to recognize him and they didn't.
Mm-hmm. But so hot. He was so hot.
I wouldn't kick him out of bed, mainly because I think he's bigger than me. I don't think I would physically be able to.
I mean, yes, he has more muscles than you because you have none, but he's not very tall.
Oh, maybe I could do it. Leverage.
I have the internet. Okay, keep going.
Find out. Well, the reason I wanted to show you that, I know you're going to interrupt me with this height in just a second. Is see, if Marston was in the Trump family, you would know it. You would know the height immediately.
That's the problem. He won't marry into it. Like I keep telling him to. 5'10", 5'10".
Oh,
5'10".
That's not a short man.
Well,
it's above
as
average.
a 6'1" man, 5'10" short.
Oh God. Okay.
I'll tell you this.
Sorry to all
when
our
Curtis
listeners.
and I first met, he said he was 5'11", and I said,
He's
thank
not.
God, because 5'10" is too short.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a year into our relationship where he went, you know what? I think I'm 5'10". We already lived together. What was I going to do?
Solidly
Move out?
5'10".
Move
Right.
out?
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's just getting shorter too. That's what it happens to us all. So, Drew, I showed you the megachurch one because I knew that one, you missed it. You missed the megachurch on Easter. It was a huge deal in our lives, and
it really was. Live animals.
Oh, the Passion Play. Oh,
live
God,
animals.
I loved it. I knew you needed to see it. But second, I wanted to talk about the weird, like Easter traditions throughout the years that maybe we don't observe anymore, but I was like, surely the church has done weird shit around Easter because like it's so revered and people are constantly trying to figure out how to celebrate and whatever. Oh, did you see the TikTok of the Passion Play where the guy playing Jesus, the Roman soldiers are whipping him and he turns around and starts kicking at them? Like they're hitting him too hard. So he's like, ah! And he's got like the cross on his back and he turns around and starts kicking the other Roman soldiers. And like one of the soldiers steps in. He's like, all right, dude, you're good. Like pushes them away. It's so funny.
I didn't see that, but I did see a reel of a Jesus on a cross. He fell off the cross.
Yes.
And he was wearing a tank top.
So good. That was
so
the problem.
Funny.
You got to commit. Remember the guy who played Jesus at our church?
The muscle guy or the other guy?
No, Carey was his name, and he just aged. That was all. He had done the role for so long that he just aged, and so he had a
southern accent, big southern accent.
But he just had a fuller, older belly. Body. That's just what he was. So originally. Ripped up carpenter, like we know for a fact Jesus was. Jesus had cum gutters, and I will go to my grave saying that
today.
And Carey had them, but then some things expanded. Those gutters became more like moats, and he's just a bigger, and eventually
everyone keep in mind.
Okay,
Grant's exaggerating for the podcast. He had like a little dad pooch. He didn't gain that much weight.
No, he didn't. But what was so funny was it became a thing because he was Jesus forever. So everybody was like,
it was 2000, 2002.
So the towers potentially were up.
Yeah,
but we were it was like a thing people talked about around the church. They were body shaming this guy who played Jesus for like 15 years.
And who did they replace him with?
The muscliest muscle man.
They replaced him with a bodybuilder. It was insane. It was insane.
Did I tell you I saw him after our Seattle show? I saw him in the airport. Yeah, I saw him. I was like, oh, there's muscly Jesus. Yeah, Luke Whitmire.
Yeah, he was.
Shout out Luke Whitmire.
Whitmire was our music minister.
Mm-hmm.
He was a used car salesman for sure.
Oh my God,
he was so smarmy. Oof.
Yeah. Well, so I looked up some weird old Easter traditions. I just want to share a few with you, and I want to get your honest opinions on this.
Okay, I'm ready.
So this one, in Latin, of course, is called Risus Pascalis, which means what?
Pedro Pascal.
Yep. So far, so good.
Stand up.
Yep. So far, so good.
Oh, he hearted the TikTok where it's talking about how hard I've been trying to get my mom to love me.
Pedro.
He did the little heart with the bandage on it.
That takes time. You have to look in the emojis to get to that. Wow.
Exactly.
Pedro.
Yeah. He loves.
Risus Pascalis means the Easter laugh. So for a few centuries in medieval Europe, there you go. Ha. So for a few centuries in medieval Europe, priests were encouraged to tell jokes during the Easter service. So basically, my entire career, all of my preaching, I was the funny pastor. Do you know why they would do it? There's a religious reason behind it.
Why they would tell a joke?
Mm-hmm. On Easter?
No.
Because they said God played a cosmic joke on Satan by resurrecting Jesus. So Satan thought he won because he killed Jesus. He's like, fuck yeah. And then God brought him back from the dead, and Satan's like, oh, shit. So since that was like a big joke, they had to tell these jokes. Now listen, here's the thing. It got out of hand, and it had to be banned. Like eventually the Vatican was like, fucking stop. No more jokes. Like, we've gone too far.
What jokes were they saying?
So we don't have like unfortunately they weren't recording them because of electricity. Obviously they had the technology, but where do you plug it in?
Yeah.
But apparently they would tell, the whole point was get people to laugh no matter what. So they would tell really crude, like sexual jokes from the pulpit, just anything to make people laugh. Then they would do like slapstick storytelling, like Sebastian Maniscalco as a priest, right? Where he's just like over the top, like Jesus. Nailed it. My favorite thing that they got in trouble for was, think about it. They know everyone in that town. How do you make people laugh? You make fun of people. So they were they were doing crowd work, and they were telling humiliating anecdotes about locals because they knew it. Like they had the inside track. People come to and be like, I think my wife is fucking the sheep. Probably.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Probably.
And so then the priest, he'd be up there, he'd be telling stories. It wasn't working because the Sunday crowd, as you already said. And then all of a sudden they'd be like, Frederick's wife fucks animals. And that was church between the 1500s and 1700s. So
it was
finally,
okay to make that joke when Frederick wasn't there. That was where he fucked up.
Yeah. So finally, a German bishop in the 17th century was like,
of course, it was a German bishop.
He said, mixing buffooneries.
No more jokes.
No more mixing buffooneries with sacred matters, which is actually what the church said when they fired me. They said, no more, we're not going to mix buffooneries with our sacred matters anymore. Wink.
Yeah. Okay. I think, first of all, Catholics shouldn't be telling jokes. Okay. Catholics are evil. No, hang on. I mean, the Catholic Church as a whole is predatory. And I ultimately, I think it's doing harm in the world. Yeah. I wish I hadn't touched on that at all. Okay. So let me take it back. I
wish they hadn't touched on a lot of things. Jokes.
I like how God's like, yeah, I'm going to get Satan. I'm really going to trick him. I'm going to murder my son, LOL. And then I'm going to bring him back. I'm going to bring him back. And I'm just going to like bring him up here.
Yeah.
It is as if a 7-year-old is playing in their room with their figurines.
Yes.
Like, sir, and him, sir, you made Satan. You made all of this. What are you doing, buddy? It's why is it funny that you're trying to trick something that like literally you created?
You did this. That's so one of the things that I've said recently to a lot of people, in fact, to our mother this past week, we were talking about Easter, and she asked me, I said, yeah, we were making the kids Easter baskets. She goes, oh, they still get an Easter basket even though they don't believe in the Easter Bunny. And I go, no, they believe in the Easter Bunny. They don't believe in Jesus. And my mom said, don't say that. And I go, no, but like they don't. And the more we talked about it, I finally said, Mom, can we just talk about what you're celebrating? So God to love us, to forgive us, who he made us, by the way. So all of our warts and all are him. But he had to kill. He needed blood to forgive us. Now, who set that up? He did. He set that up. He didn't have to do it that way. He didn't have to do any of it that way. And so, like, I mean, he could easily just be like, no, you're all good. I forgive you. Because here's the thing. I don't know if you know this about me. I know we're a little bit different here. When I forgive someone, I don't require a blood sacrifice. Now, I know you're traditional.
It just depends on
prefer it.
the situation. I don't want to like close myself off to possibilities.
But it's just ridiculous because God set it up that way. You're not a hero. You're a fucking psychopath for setting it up that way.
I love her. She's funny. God's funny.
There, you know, can I give you a couple of jokes, Easter jokes, since you didn't go to church?
Yeah, that would be good. Thank you.
Why don't people tell Jesus jokes on Easter? Because you don't want to cross him. What's the difference between Jesus and a picture of Jesus? It only takes one nail to hang the picture. I don't have a lot.
His mom was watching him die. That's kind of funny.
So the second thing I wanted to tell you was churches used to throw eggs inside the sanctuary. So eggs were often like blessed by priests, and then they would throw them and like roll them around, whatever. And sometimes during the services, and the reason why is they just came off of Lent where they couldn't eat eggs. Like that was something most people didn't eat during Lent. I don't know why. And so
I bet they didn't fart.
Well, they would get fucking egg crazy, and they'd be like, fuck, it's eggs again. And they'd get so excited, and so they'd come to church. And here's the thing. That's where egg rolling comes from, and that's what happens at the White House. That's what happened at the White House on Monday when Trump was walking around talking about Joe Biden's
So it is a Christian
pin.
Nation. So it is
we
a
are
Christian nation. Wow.
So it's people would roll eggs down hills on the church grounds to symbolize a stone rolling away from Jesus' tomb. Interesting. So that's where the egg roll comes from in the White House.
Be creative in a different way. Okay. What have you done? What have you done with that game? Listen, I would not give up eggs for Lent because you need eggs for a lot of stuff.
You do.
But I would give up come back to me.
The third thing I wanted to tell you was they would have something called, and I love this, and if we were recording this in person, we would do this. It's called egg tapping battles.
Okay.
And they still play this in Europe. You would have an egg, I would have an egg, and then we would tap them together, and whoever's egg cracks loses.
It's like
and the person who wins gets both eggs. I don't know, 1.5 eggs.
You get
one
egg that's not broken, but it is covered in another egg.
Which is
beautiful?
My favorite
That's us.
kind.
We're covered in God's love. Jesus's blood covered the ground so that Satan would laugh.
And that's no yoke. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for coming back to Twinnuendo with us. We're not going to leave you that long ever again. But I want to thank our patrons. Thank you for your support. Thanks for getting us through all of the stuff. And next week I would love to answer more voicemails. We didn't do any, but don't worry.
Yeah, we need to.
We have some. So next week, if we will do a hell of a lot of voicemails, I promise, on Drew's honor. So 840 Ask Twin?
That is not for me to know, but it is for me to guess. Sure.
I think it is. It's also in the show notes, and you can text us as well. So if you're very shy and you don't want to talk, you can text. You can talk to text, and the text will talk to us. Anyway, Drew, thank you so much for being here, and I'm so excited about your lamp. And
thank you so much. Before we go, I just want to remind everyone that it is April. Okay, get your taxes done, but also you can come see us. We will be in Atlanta, April 16th at Helium.
Woo!
Yes.
Helium
and then we'll be in Orlando the 19th.
Woo!
Right?
Woo!
Yeah, at Funny Bone. And listen, Funny Bone and Helium are both completely fine names. That's not funny. It's fine. Go to IMHOtheshowlive.com to get your tickets. We'll see you there. Okay, bye.
Bye.